Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing bad behaviors of some of our celebrities, and following after Davido's venomous utterances to the, I think it was the Commissioner of Police, he also wrote a message responding to that, or apologizing. Says that, in memories of the innocent souls lost, human emotions overwhelmed me and many of my friends around. We did not know the Commissioner of Police had been having sleepless nights alongside other commanders. At this point, the contributions of the police commissioner were not fully appreciated by me. This is a grave oversight, and I want to declare that his support for rule of law and protection of peace in Osun State is hereby acknowledged and appreciated. And this came after the fact. So imagine, so I'm happy he responsibly did this, which is good. However, God forbid, after what he had said, his follower had gone out and acted upon his aggression and his emotions. And that's where it comes, where you have to be responsible. Especially for those of us that have following, we have to be very responsible in what we say. Okay, what do you say to all this?
Well, I'm going to take it from another angle.
Okay. Because
I agree that they should be responsible, but I want to go to the beginning of this kind of bad behavior. The beginning of this kind of bad behavior, I hate to say it, I know you are going to go against me, started from the top. Our government officials have behaved badly.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am? We do not see them taking responsibility for bad behavior. So what has happened, what started as a small seed has grown into this gigantic tree. So almost every Nigerian is, do you know who I am? Now, the more famous I am, the more celebrity I have, the worse I become, because there are no repercussions for bad behavior. I complained one day to you. I said, third mainland is 80 kilometers an hour. I saw, I don't know who was inside though, but it was the convoy of the Senate president. Fast! Almost throwing us, all of us, into the water, going with the speed. That's bad behavior. So, if Davido comes tomorrow and does the same thing, because he too will have police following him.
Because when you have police here like Davido. Because
we can talk to Davido, we will now say, "Ha, Davido, you almost threw me off the..." Because he's not a government person. But when the government people do it, when the government people behave badly, so if we don't start from the people at the top, wait, this is your bad behavior, stop it. The rest of us, who are the minions, are going to listen, are going to follow. And which is what we are seeing. Portable will do his own show. I'm not saying they shouldn't, I'm not saying don't punish them. I'm not saying that too. I am saying, you know, they know who they are following.
Where I would counter you, that you always make it look as if this government come from Mars or Venus or some place where they just show up and become our leaders. These guys came from the same path with Davido and Whiskey. You, all of us, came from this same society and became leaders. They are one of us. We are all acting, we are one and the same. Now, where my expectation of somebody at that level, a Davido level, where you have a better exposure than most people. Now, anybody can say from local government chairman, I became this, I became that, I'm be a Senate president. You think that you have a bit more exposure to know things better. We do things better because we know better and we see things better. So you expect him, who supposedly should know that you don't speak to a commissioner of police in the manner and which you did. If you do that, those who are looking up to you are likely to do the same thing. So yes, the fault has been there, as you said, leaders, right? But we know better. We should do better as Nigerians, as citizens, don't you think?
How do you want us to know better?
The same way.
Listen. How do you want me to know better when the person that I am following, my mentor,
how is their mentor
that I am following?
Who made them mentor? Because you elected them as an official.
But they are public.
Who made them
it's the same.
just
hold on a minute. See, the same standard. Influence. If a school bus full of children is coming behind you and they just taught them civil education, and they just told them it's wrong to use the one way, and then a police Hilux van not attending to an emergency, or Nokpebi decides that let me not do U-turn, because if I go ahead and do U-turn, I will join traffic. Let me just do one way from here to that Okpebi exit, which is what I see every time on my way to my law firm. They will just do that instead of them going ahead to turn to come and use the Okpebi road bypass along Sheraton. They will go from that front of that complex and just join the Okpebi. They do it all the time. If a school bus full of children just witness that, you have just destroyed those children, because that is the influence. Written on it, Nigerian police, Kiniko area, I did not mention. Now you've seen the children have just said, police, one way.
So tomorrow
in their memory for life, they will want influence so that they can use it that way. They will not use influence in a cool, collected way, positive way. They will use influence to jump traffic, abuse queues, and do the same thing. So the same standard that we've given to the celebrities, give it to the government officials.
Okay.
You are not supposed to be in your government convoy and say there's no emergency. You are just on your way to the airport, but you don't want to miss your flight. You have money to change your flight ticket. We don't jump one way from Ikeja all the way to the airport.
So using your example, so let's just say there were 6 children. Of these 6 children that experienced this Nigerianness, right? They grow up. One of them maybe gets a bit more exposure and maybe lives in Vietnam or goes to Singapore. It's like, oh, they actually stop at traffic lights here. Oh, it's different from how I was taught. So he is now a Davido. He knows better. No, now he comes back as a celebrity. He knows better that all of us that were 6 in that bus, that we learned that it was okay to cross. Me, I've been to Vietnam and I know that they actually stop on the light. It is very, very wrong. I know better. I would choose to do better. Now, the remaining 6 might still be doing as they've learned.
And then popular. So that's the majority.
So I'm telling you that because you are different, because you know better, you should do better. So because should that person who now has the exposure, not because all of them are doing let me finish. Because me, I have exposure, but because since all of them are doing like that, let me join them. So who's going to fix the country?
Let me tell you.
Are you going to bring them from Mars? No. Who's going to fix the country? Is it somebody from a different planet?
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, please.
So what happens to a basket of rotten eggs and you put in a good egg?
That's not a basket. These are 6 people that have grown up.
That's a basket.
That's a basket. When you put one good egg inside a rotten.
Yes. So
okay, it won't be in Vietnam.
Okay, I come to
no, in Vietnam, so it will obey traffic. But in Nigeria, it will mean in Vietnam, why is obeying traffic and is spending 2 hours? I wish I was home. I wish I was in Nigeria, because if not in Nigeria, he has the influence and power to jump it.
Okay,
that's what he will miss.
So now, in going that means, so I agree with you. We've all entered the basket.
Yeah.
Let's us not be a banana republic.
Yes.
Don't want a nation. No, let us agree. No. Listen. Let us now agree we're a banana republic.
Nobody should do better.
No, let's do better.
See, I hear you, YK, where that we have leaders who have shown bad behavior and maybe have led other people to behave that way. I hear you, but how long will we keep going round in circles? How long will we keep going
from the top?
Yes, I understand, but how long are we keep going round and round? If we call this person out, they say, oh, it's because of the mother. If we touch the mother, they say, oh, it's the child. So what I'm trying to say
is, Miriam, I'm not saying don't call them out. I'm not saying what Davido did was right or what Portable did was right. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is until we start to face our people who we put there to represent us, then the bad behavior will continue. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he should have done. I listened to it. I never heard it before. It was today.
Yeah,
I heard it. I was shocked. I'm not saying it was good. I'm not saying Portable beating officials was good, because me, I will not beat officials. Instead, I will beg you officials. I beg.
Please come.
Yeah.
So
where did you learn it from? Where did you learn it from?
Me, I had good example.
Where did you learn it
in Nigeria?
My father.
Exactly.
My father did not used to beat people anyhow.
So what I'm trying to say is that in these two truths can exist. There are Nigerians who behave badly, and maybe there are examples for them to see, and there are Nigerians who behave good and better, and they have the examples for them to make. So we make a choice. Now we have a system. We have a government. The reason why we have the police, we have the judiciary, we have lawyers, we have all these people is to make sure that we all behave properly. I agree with you that the problem we have here is the lack of consequence for people's behavior. And whether you're a regular Nigerian or a government official, that has been a problem. So when a government official steals money and uses it to do all sorts of things, and then he's pardoned, that, you know, encourages people that it's
Simple.
acceptable.
That's the best teacher.
Right? So if we were to have a system where these people, for whatever bad behavior it is that they commit, they face the consequences, we will see better. But that also does not, it does not justify the bad behavior. Because if we were going to talk about those who face consequences, Nigerians face consequences for their bad behavior.
Yes.
We see many Nigerians. So what gives a Davido or a Portable the right to say I'm doing differently? After all, you know that there are consequences for your actions. You are just refusing to accept.
What got us here was that the standard. Because when YK started that point, she made example, and the best example of bad behavior is those in office, those who owe authority. So what Davido has is influence; he doesn't have authority.
This conversation for me,
he cannot face the commissioner of police and command anything, but he has influence of some uneducated people who will say, no, it's Davido, he can do no wrong. That's it. But an authority is that you are appointed, elected in office, and you are abusing of the laws you were supposed to uphold. So it has to be the same standard.
I put Davido in the same boat as government officials that have power.
Exactly. No. Yes, because he has police protection.
Yes.
But he doesn't have authority. Authority can be withdrawn from him.
I'm putting him in the same category because we're saying that those group of people do not face their consequences because of the power that they have or immunity that they have. And he, with his influence and the family that he comes from, he may not he may not have to face any consequences. So I put him in that category. If another person that is not a Davido were to come out and incite the polity the way that he did,
for instance,
the way that he did, he would his apology will make no sense. We'll be discussing it in court. We'll be watching as they are discussing it in court. Yes, we know that there are. See, I don't want to put human rights activists and political activists in this particular situation because we know that this is different. This was fight going on in Osun State. Police commissioner and police were trying to handle it, and then you go online and you incite the politics.
There was a kid that did that
so
to
I don't think
former first lady now.
We should put that in the same.
The boy was arrested. I remember that boy. I can't remember his name. Like that, he said some things about her. So the point is that my own position is we must speak to ourselves too to take responsibility. Yes, we have found ourselves in a situation whereby yes, our leaders are bad. These same leaders we keep talking about are leaders that are from us. Because these people were not here when you were young. They were all these are people that were all elected into the government.
Some of them are still here.
And they're still there.
Some of them are still here.
The point I'm trying to
running around the place.
We must do better for our country. All of us have a role to play.
My point is, YK, we must decide.
We all have a role
to play. That's one thing that the difference between us and maybe the Americans. You must decide as a Nigerian citizen. Do I want this nation to work or not? Simple. Like, you must ask ourselves that question. Because we always easily point the finger at it is them. And that's where I get really aggravated. Because we as a people refuse to take responsibility for our own actions. We have to.
So this conversation
and includes celebrities, us citizens, regular folks.
Something that worries me a lot. So before you turn at the trade fair end to the other side of the road, I think the next U-turn is at Iyanoba, and some buses will think it's okay to start doing a one-way on the road. They will drive past a police van who would refuse to enforce order. We have school children who are learning the law that way every day.
Nigerians.
They are Nigerian children and they are the future that we'll be discussing in another 20 years.
They are Nigerians.
Something now. Please, I'm using this platform now to address this. If a school bus without a road obstruction and a lawful diversion of traffic does a one-way, carry the bus with the children to the police station. It's important. If those children are delayed, they would know that there's a consequence for that action. But I see it more that is permitted and the children are made to understand it is allowed. Now, as a police van, without your siren declaring that there's an emergency you're attending to, do not do a one-way. Those short seats is not allowed. Okay. Number 2, only ambulances and fire vans in emergency situation. That's the school
because they're speaking right now.
Maybe that's the future.
No,
you don't know.
I
tap into it. In emergency situation, I was taught that in 1980 something when I was in primary school, that it is only in such situations that an emergency allows those traffic abuses. Please, we should start to do better. Because we were just talking and I just remembered it as an example, but we've never really used this platform to address it.
These are Nigerians. These are Nigerians that tomorrow will become your local government chairman.
Yeah.
This man, this policeman that is driving, will now become your governor. These are the same people that YK is talking about, our leaders. There's no leader anywhere. It is you and I who's driving the bus.
Union leaders are also doing one way. Everybody just wants power.
Chairman of local government.
All of us want power.
We need to fix ourselves, because if I as a citizen, I stop at the traffic light. When I become governor of Lagos State, I will stop at traffic light.
And you want to enforce that?
I made a choice to stop at the traffic light.
Morayo.
I would do the same thing if I was president. So why can't
I will always go back to this example. I am going on third mainland. I am nobody. I go 80. My Senate president's convoy, I didn't say it was inside. I always say I didn't know because I don't know if it was inside.
They tint the glass now. How can you see?
Was passing at least 140, almost threw all of us into the lagoon. Now, there is no consequence. Yes, it's a Nigerian like you and I.
Yeah.
But why didn't he go inside and decide to change from himself? He's not a small boy. Or whoever was inside the car is not a small person. They are big people. They are old. When I say small,
all I want to do as a child is to get to Senate presidency so that means I can blow past you. I'll pepper my enemy. Blow you people into the lagoon for whatever reason. That's all I want to be. When I grow up.
So what I'm saying. So that is when you keep saying we are Nigerians, I am saying it is leadership by example.
Exactly.
If you lead, I will follow. Whatever you do, I will do. So I go into power and I become a criminal and I start to steal money anyhow. And I, a small child, a boys' school of children, I'm saying, that's the way to be. Just be chopping money anyhow. So I will become a person of influence.
So when does it end?
It's endless. If we don't start now.
No, yes. So okay. I know that question. It doesn't end. No, so you know what? Next it ends. Why can end? No, it's not ending. It has to end.
How will it?
It has to end.
They should consider themselves human enough to do the right thing.
You know,
and then you see everybody will stop seeing it.
I understand now. Let us all just stay here and just be.
You see the problem is you don't want solution.
Let me make you
do not want solution. If you want a solution, you will talk to the powers. Listen.
Why won't you talk to powers?
Wait. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
10 of us decide that okay, we are going to be doing everything the right way.
Yes.
We are going to be going 80 on third mainland.
Yes.
We are not going to abuse policemen.
Yes.
We are not going to do this. The 10 of us. Then none of us have power. Then the person that has power
continues.
Then
our children are stupid.
We need to end.
Can I add it?
Wait. Our children will sit with us and say, why is my mother so stupid? Why is she so slow?
No.
Because
it cannot end. Okay, let me.
If you that has the power,
some will not.
Wait, let me respond to that. Can I respond to that?
Response.
So, in this thing you just said, I love the example. 10 of us make the decision.
Don't you want to go on
this 10? That of us, I tell my own, you tell your own 10 friends.
Yeah.
I tell my own 10 friends. You tell your own 10 friends. You teach your own children. And we use them as examples. You see these ones, they don't know what they are breaking the law.
Yeah.
And we're training gradually, bit by bit by bit. We are fixing Nigeria. Because they're not that 10. We tell them that 10.
Can I say something about this 10? This 10 is my 10 friends, right? My 10 friends, there are some of them that are in government. There are some of them that are in health. There are some of them, because they're all Nigerians, they all wear different caps, they're all doing different things. Are we saying that there are no Nigerian government officials that have proven that they are different from the norm?
Yes.
We have seen them.
Yes.
And we see how usually their cry, those people, their cry is that they cannot find Nigerians just like them to give them the backing. Yes. We call government out all the time, but there are times we need to call out Nigerians. There was a political party that was coming up for a bid, but it went away, and he says that there were a group of young people that when they came out, what they realized that young Nigerians really wanted was money. Here they were with these ideals to show, and then they were able to show their work and things that they have done, work that they have done for their country and for their community. But when they came out to form a political group, all Nigerians, young Nigerians like them wanted was money. Imagine if they had a followership of 10 Nigerians that wanted just like what is that they wanted.
We have to wrap that up.
Because I can't accept.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap wrap up. I totally forgot that we have a guest because you guys are going on and on.
I asked you whether
Let
you
me
want to
go
go break.
on a short break. When we come back, we're bringing our Tuesday guest for health. That's we have to wrap up on this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right